upcoming for this next year, 2021, I found a bunch of games that I think really need to be talked about. These are things that you probably haven't heard of or heard very little about, and I don't know, I think we'd all actually have some fun with them. You know, maybe they got their gimmicks or whatever, maybe they are particular and niche, but hey, let's shout them out and let's see what sticks with who. So, whichever games you like, or if there's one that I didn't mention, leave it in the comments below, but let's keep the hype alive, and let's get into my top 5. Okay, so the first game that I'm going to be mentioning is one maybe that you have heard of, but then totally forgot about. And that's a game by Ubisoft, actually, a brand new free-to-play, which they have been dropping those lately. Roller Champions. Roller Champions looks like a play on some sort of like Mayan Aztec ball game, mixed with roller derby. So, but that's pretty much it. It's definitely going to be a game for particular players. It's definitely going to be the game that you play once, maybe over a weekend, and then that's pretty much it. It might even make a list of like free-to-play party games, depending on how you see it. Some people are saying like it's gonna be the new Rocket League. Nope, it's not. It's just not. I know this list video is gonna be on niche games, but this one in particular is the most particular. It is very weird. So basically the gimmick is there's a ball. You grab the ball for your team. It's 3v3. Now you can actually like, I don't know, you got rollerblades. You can kind of run on the walls. You know, there's some acrobatic stuff. It's kind of a battler, but you get the ball. It's kind of like football. Try not to lose the ball. Try not to get tackled and drop the ball. But anyways, then you try to do laps. So you do have to run around a track and do laps while trying not to get tackled. And then once you do one lap at least, then you can actually score in the sort of like Mayan sort of hoop thing. You gotta actually throw it up against the wall and, you know, get the point. The more laps you do, the more points you get. You know, so you can kind of risk it for the biscuit, but you lose the ball, then you lose all your progress. And that's as simple as it gets. But at the same time, those rules are just kind of weird. They're kind of weird, and it does seem like they're trying to invent a sport, but they're inventing the sport as a video game. And so I think in real life, this would be really, really fun. But I think that as a video game, it's not exactly cars with rockets, but it is making my list video because it is weird, and I do like when devs dare to be weird, and I do appreciate the free-to-play initiative that Ubisoft seems to be making. I hope, I can dream that they actually make Ghost Recon free-to-play when they don't need to, before Honor actually does need to go free-to-play, but regardless, I like that they did their new Battle Royale free-to-play. I just like free-to-play games, and we definitely need more free-to-play sports. Like, we got like a basketball game, I can't even think of any others. So more sport games, even if it's like some invented thing, I'm totally fine with it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But I gotta say, as weird as the game looks in terms of mechanics, I think its aesthetic is so on point. I am so on board with Ubisoft's like overall art design for their games. Number 4 on the list here is a game that I'm really excited for because I love shooters and I also love PvEVP games, which means that there are either monsters but you're also fighting players, something like that. And this game is called Scavengers. Now, Scavengers is actually going to apparently come out on consoles as well. Keep that in mind. There was a playtest. We don't have any extra footage, but the game should be releasing somewhat soon, especially since it's riding on the shoulders of giants, where, well, not even giants exactly. It's kind of a niche genre, but it is obviously a Battle Royale inspired game, and it is a Battle Royale. But it seems like it's taking inspiration from 2 particular games, such as, I would say, Hunt Showdown, where it's PvEVP, and the whole idea is escaping and having more of a sandboxy sort of feel to the gameplay, more of an open world that you sort of explore and maybe do side objectives with, but then also kind of inspired by The Cycle, maybe much more so The Cycle, where it's like this sci-fi setting, there's monsters, and it's a little less cartoon, it's a little bit more gritty, kind of, and it's set in a frozen wasteland, but definitely has that PvEVP, you know, Battle Royale vibe. Except this game, you do have squads, so it is squad-based, it's team-based, you're running around. I'm going to assume it's going to be a more open level design, more open areas. There's probably going to be lots of different monsters. Hopefully they are fun, they do look alienish, they do look proper monstrous, but I don't think it's going to be quite to the horror of Hunt Showdown. But if you were interested in Hunt Showdown, which you totally need to play that game, I think, you know, it's actually gotten some press, but still kind of underrated compared to, obviously, Fortnite, and even The Cycle. If you guys are interested in more unique Battle Royales, this one is coming out that should actually scratch a very interesting itch that normally you would have to go to MMOs to kind of get, but this is not an MMO, it is not an open world proper game, it is a Battle Royale. Do keep that in mind. It just has a twist on the formula that will make things vibe and feel a little bit differently, but I'm definitely excited for that. I honestly don't think we have enough Battle Royales. I mean, we just got Spellbreak, you know, so there's definitely still creativity in that genre to be had, and I don't know, I'm a sucker for the gimmick of PvEVP. always love it. In my heart, I will jam to Scavengers. Okay, halfway on the list is a game that I have not had a chance to play yet, but there are some certain tests, so you might see some footage out there on YouTube about it, but it's called Naraka Bladepoint. And I've actually played a bunch of games similar to this, and more games coming out in this weird subgenre. I don't even know what to call it. It's like brawler, spectacle brawler, but they're wuxia-inspired, like kung fu fighting games. I mean, maybe the closest that you might have heard of is For Honor, where it's like, it's like a 3D fighter, but you actually move around a level. Now, what makes Naraka unique is that it looks like Sekiro, so you got grappling hooks, a tremendous amount of mobility. It's obviously wuxia, it's kung fu, so it's a little bit extra, right? It's very extra, but also it is a battle royale. Again, that doesn't make it too unique. Like a bunch of these games are trying to make battle royales. There's a bunch of them that come out of Korea and China, or they are up and coming if they ever do release to the West. But Naraka Bladepoint is the one that I think is most readily like, okay, yeah, we have a lot of hype. A lot of people like grappling hooks and ninjas and shit. Let's push this out to a global release. Now, the problem with putting this on the list, is that it might not be free to play. I only have one instance of a news outlet calling it free to play, and otherwise, it seems like they are kind of evading the answer if it will be free or not. Here's the thing, if it's not free, it's dead on arrival. And even if it is free, it's still going to be a niche game. So yeah, we do have another Battle Royale, melee brawler game. We had a Black Desert inspired one. I even forgot what that Shadow Arena, actually. Yeah, there's Shadow Arena, and there's a few others which I can't even remember. I actually covered them on the game channel, but no, I don't know. There's just a bunch of these guys coming out, but out of all of them, this one is the one that I am most excited for. That does look the most interesting because it is an aesthetic and design that I like. And grappling hooks. Grappling hooks are really cool. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Do I wish it wasn't a battle royale? I wish Spellbreak wasn't a battle royale, to be honest. And I'm glad that they're doing a team versus team. And yeah, I wish this was a 1v1 game. I think there's going to be options for that. And in a lot of these other games, there are options for 1v1. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I don't know. Ninja battle royale? Why not? Yeah, number 2 on the list is Blankos, or Blinkos. So Blankos Block Party is basically, if you've ever played maybe something like Hypixel on Minecraft, the little minigame servers or something like that, it's going in that direction. But also at the same time, it's, I don't know, kind of got this Mario 64 sort of vibe to it, definitely more platformy, and it kind of reminds me of Roblox. I mean, in so many obvious ways. It's really tackling that sort of concept of like, okay, this is a Roblox competitor, we're going to have better graphics, we're going to have better physics, and we're going to have this big focus. It's kind of weird, but they're going to sell toys, so it's kind of like, I don't know, there's a lot of little collectible sort of figurines and statues that you can buy now. Pop Figures they're basically Pop Figures. Like, this is basically Pop Figures the game, but it's their own invented universe. You can actually download your own or creators Blankos if you want, and like print those and get those sent to you. So that's pretty neat. But basically what I'm excited for is I love playing games like Guild Wars 2 for the jumping puzzles. I'm actually playing through Mario 64 right now. I'm having a blast. Hasn't aged as well as everyone says it has, but regardless, I do like 3D platformers, but mostly I really do like co-op and doing jump maps and stuff like that. If you ever play Roblox or Crunker, or especially Minecraft, the parkour maps, I really do like stuff like that. Especially, I think a lot of us are playing Fall Guys, so this sort of vibe of just playful platforming, and then also mixing in the Roblox nature of it, of making maps, making your own mini games. So it's not just jumping, it's not just parkour. There's going to be lots of different mini games with it. So mostly, it's a free-to-play Roblox competitor that looks properly AAA, so Roblox is definitely going to need to up its game. I don't think it's going anywhere, and this game, I'm actually mentioning on this list of, like, hidden gem games, because for some reason, people aren't really talking about it, even though I keep trying to talk about it. We'll see where it goes, but in terms of production value, it's really, really high. It's just the market is really cornered by Roblox and people who just play minigames on Minecraft. There's definitely room for proper games to come in and make their own out of this genre. It's just maybe hard? It's maybe very difficult, but if any game can do it, at least I'm glad this is a good first attempt that I've seen so far. Blankos Block Party, definitely going to champion. Also, one thing to note is that they're trying to go for more of an MMO vibe. So online servers, online social communities, bigger, larger maps, larger games, more people playing all together. So it's not always just mini games and just little kept instances. It's supposed to feel more like a social, like an MMO. So we'll see how far they actually deliver on that. But regardless, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And finally, the last game that I want to talk about is a game that I actually already played, so the footage you're going to see is from that video that I did, so I'll leave a comment click it, you can see the full first impressions, because I was incredibly impressed. Now, I'm leading off saying that because what I'm about to say is going to sound really weird, but if by chance you played some of the older Battlefield games, maybe some older Call of Duties, you kind of are gonna really get on board with this game. But anyways, so basically it's like Battlefield, but it's not quite. It looks like it's a big team battle game. Debatably it is. It's like 8 players versus 8 players, or 12 players versus 12 players, but it looks like a lot more players. But unlike Titanfall, which does use AI, this game, it does have AI units running around, team versus team, but you can hot swap between them. So you start out as a squad, and there has been some squad strategy grand battle games, but those are strategy games. This game, you can switch between the different characters. So maybe you have a mortar team. So you have somebody who has a sniper, somebody who's more grenadier, somebody who's also more of a medic, somebody who plays more defensively, and they run around kind of like as AI. You can kind of tell them what to do, but you can also instantaneously switch between them. And they also work as your lives. So you have these different characters, and if you die, then you just switch to the other character. Now they actually do respawn over time, but that's the main gimmick, is that they basically created this gamification, this way of having a few players, like 8 versus 8, but then make it feel like a Battlefield game. So it's easier on the netcode, it's easier online overall, it seems, but it also adds that extra layer of kind of strategy and also tactics when it comes to choosing, your kit, you're choosing your squad, and then how you work with the team overall in the greater sense. But in the end, the way it results is it's a game that feels like Battlefield, and that's pretty much it. We definitely need more games that feel like Battlefield that are free. We have like warbrokers.io, and I don't know, you could debatably say PlanetSide, but that's an MMO. There's Heroes and Generals, neat, but especially also the gimmick that this is a historic shooter. We don't have many free-to-play versions of those. Again, Heroes and Generals is like the only one, so this game, really looking forward to it. Published by Gaijin Entertainment, however you feel about that. They did War Thunder, Cross Out, and a few other titles. So I'm looking forward to this, definitely, and I've literally already played it, so I can tell you 2 thumbs up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to jam to it. And it's a game that, as soon as I was finished with my video, I played for a little bit longer, and then I was still hungry to play some more. Oh, and just to end off, if I wasn't clear, this is actually going to be mixed combat. I don't think there's going to be planes and helicopters and destruction of the environment, but if you did play old school, like Call of Duty and Battlefield, especially Battlefield, there were tanks, especially if you played Battlefield 2 on the console when it had the campaign where you could actually hot swap between AI. It's kind of like somebody played that game and was like, yeah, I want to make that, but as a free-to-play shooter. Here it is, Enlisted. But that's my 5 hidden gem free-to-play games that you didn't know are coming, and now you do know that they are coming next year, 2021, or whenever you find this video. Hi, hello. Maybe some of these games are going to be playable by then, but please let me know, actually, if you're watching this video and the games have released. Is it good? Is it worth playing? I don't know. And for those who are also, very knowledgeable of upcoming hidden gem games, I don't know, list some in the comments. Please let us know. This is a community effort. It's the friends and family. But basically, it's all about finding new stuff and things and trying to play some games and make some memories together. So hopefully I found some games that you didn't know about that you will make some friends or bring some friends into and do just that. So much love, friends and family. See you in the next one.